Burkina Faso stands with Jamaica. I will visit soon. Bring teams to help build. We will train your youth, share our farms, fight corruption together. From Ouagadougou to Kingston, one love, one struggle. Brothers and sisters, this story is not over. I lit the match with my speech, but you are the fire burning bright. The 48-hour ultimatum is history, but your reckoning has just begun. Remember my words, no apology for truth. Yes to justice, truth endures forever. March peacefully, sing your reggae songs, demand what is yours, build the Jamaica you deserve. I, Ibrahim Traore, love Jamaica with all my heart. I stand with you always. Shout it loud from every corner. No sorry. Yes, Jamaica. Rise up, my family. The world is watching, and you will win.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who might have missed the speech from Captain Ibrahim Traore that angered the Prime Minister of Jamaica to a point that he called Captain Ibrahim Traore a dictator. Now, I want to play for you the full video, the full speech from Captain Ibrahim Traore. Now, I want you to listen carefully to this video, and then at the end of it, you be the judge of it. You tell me if the Prime Minister was right to call Captain Ibrahim Traore a dictator or not. So watch this video up to the end, and then I'll be back with a few comments. But remember, if you're coming across my videos or my channel for the first time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment. So guys, let's watch this video.
My brothers and sisters of Jamaica, this is Ibrahim Traore speaking to you directly from the heart. I am the President of Burkina Faso, your African brother, and I want to tell you this whole story in my own words. No fancy parts or numbers, just like I'm sitting with you on a Kingston Street corner, talking simple and real. You know what happened with that 48-hour ultimatum from your Prime Minister Andrew Holness? He said I had to apologize for my speech or face big trouble. But I did not apologize. I stood strong, and now Jamaica, you are rising up. This is a long message for you, over 5,000 words, because you deserve to hear every single detail. I will tell it step by step, in simple English, like a story we share over tea. Listen close, because this is your story too. I came to Jamaica as a friend. Your government invited me to speak in Kingston. I flew across the ocean from Burkina Faso, my home in West Africa. We are brothers, you and I. Africa and the Caribbean share the same blood from our ancestors. The chains of slavery tried to break us, but our spirits stayed strong. Bob Marley sang about one love, and that's us. I landed in your beautiful island, felt the warm breeze from Montego Bay, saw the green-blue mountains. It felt like home right away. But before I left Burkina, I read about your struggles. It hurt my heart. Hospitals with no medicine, mothers dying while giving birth, schools where children sit on the floor with no books, young people 40% without jobs, bright minds driving taxis or leaving the country forever, roads full of potholes, rain flooding homes, farmers getting no fair prices, foreign imports killing your local food, and the biggest pain of all, corruption. Billions of your Jamaican dollars disappearing every year, contracts given to friends, ghost workers paid who don't exist, leaders building mansions while you eat from empty plates. I read the reports. Last year alone, over 100 billion Jamaican dollars lost to scams. Hospitals were given $1 billion, but 800 million went to builders who took the money and ran away. Schools promised 500 million, gone just like that. Youth training programs funded, but where is the money? I cried when I read this, not for myself, but for you, my Jamaican family. So when I stepped on that stage in Kingston, I was not there to give a polite speech. The auditorium was packed, over 1,000 people, journalists with notebooks ready, young leaders with fire in their eyes, civil society fighters who have battled for years, and politicians in their suits looking important. Music played, welcome to Jamrock, and the crowd cheered. I took the microphone, my heart beating strong. I looked at all of you and spoke from the soul. Brothers and sisters of Jamaica, I said, I come from Africa, the land of our ancestors. We share the chains of history, but also the fire of freedom. Today I see your beauty, the beaches, the music, the strong people who never give up. But I also see your pain. Corruption is Jamaica's #1 enemy. Your leaders sit on thrones built on your backs. Leadership is not for stealing, it is for serving you, the people. Hospitals crumble because money goes to foreign banks. Schools rot because leaders buy yachts. Youth are jobless because funds for training are stolen. Jamaica, you are rich. Gold in your hills, sun for solar power, brains for technology. But leaders treat your nation like their personal shop. They sign papers and poof, money vanishes. Contracts to cousins, ghost projects that never happen, while you go hungry. I say enough. Rise up, demand your money back. Build your future. Africa stands with you. In Burkina Faso, we fought the same fight and won. You can too. Truth is your weapon. No apology for speaking it. The room went completely silent. You could hear the air moving. Then some politicians shifted in their seats, uncomfortable. Their faces turned red. One old member of parliament stood up and walked out. Another followed. Then 10 more. The crowd gasped. But I did not flinch. I smiled, because I knew the truth had hit home. The young people jumped up clapping and shouting yes. Journalists typed as fast as they could. Outside the hall, it started right away. Phones lit up. People shared clips of my speech, from Kingston markets to the rural hills of St. Anne. My words spread like wildfire through WhatsApp, radios and street talk. You heard me, Jamaica, and you felt it deep in your hearts. The next morning, everything exploded in your parliament. Prime Minister Andrew Holness called an emergency meeting. Lawmakers were yelling at each other. Some shouted, "How dare this foreigner insult us?" Others whispered quietly, "But he is right. We all know it." The air was thick with tension. Holness went live on national television that evening. He wore a sharp suit, his face like stone. Cameras rolled. The whole nation watched. He pointed at the screen and said, "Jamaica, no foreign leader comes to our house and insults our government. President Traore has maligned our sovereignty and our democracy. He has 48 hours to apologize publicly and retract every word. If not, he will face serious consequences. We may recall our ambassador, cut diplomatic ties. You will see. Jamaica stands tall." Outside the TV stations, crowds booed. But in homes across the island, people had mixed feelings at first. Some nodded and said, "He is protecting our honor." Others said, "Wait, what did Traore actually say? Play the clip." And when they played it, views skyrocketed to 1 million in just hours. I was still in my hotel in Kingston, watching it all. But Jamaica, what really happened in your streets warmed my heart. At the University of the West Indies, students gathered right away. They chanted, "Traore spoke for us." In the Coronation Market, aunties selling yams said, "Him right, them thief, we money fee hospital." Taxi drivers in Montego Bay played my speech on their radios, telling youth, "Listen, this African brother gets sense." In rural St. Anne, farmers shared it in WhatsApp groups. Subsidies gone missing. Traore exposed them. Even in churches, pastors preached, "The Bible says, let he who is without sin cast the first stone." By the first night of the ultimatum, protests started small but strong. About 100 young people gathered in Emancipation Park. They held signs that read, "Truth is not an insult," and "Build hospitals, not mansions." They sang Bob Marley's "Get Up, Stand Up." Police watched, but there was no trouble, just peaceful fire. The government panicked behind closed doors. A leaked memo said, "Control the narrative, call it a foreign attack." Their TV channel spun stories, "Traore hates Jamaica," but you saw through it all. My speech clips hit 5 million views. In Africa, it was a party. Youth in Ouagadougou danced in the streets shouting my name. In Senegal and Mali, they said, "One Africa, one fight." Even in Barbados, radio hosts asked, "Is this an insult or a wake-up call?" By hour 24 of the ultimatum, Parliament voted to demand the apology. Holness's allies pushed hard. Recall the ambassador from Burkina Faso, freeze any aid. But whispers grew louder. The people love him. One member of parliament texted a friend. Traore said what we all know. Holness shot himself in the foot. The streets grew bigger. Now 1,000 people from Kingston to Spanish Town. Women marched saying, "We birthed this nation. We demand clean leaders." Youth rapped on corners. 48 hours. Truth got no clock. New songs were born that night. Traore No Sorry became a viral hit on every phone. I sat in my hotel room, smiling wide. I texted my team back home, "Jamaica is waking up. Our job is done." As hour 36 hit, the tension was at its highest. Holness gave a second TV address. He was sweating a little under the lights. Midnight deadline approaches. No apology means action. But his eyes showed worry. Why? Because your protest swelled to 10,000 people. In National Heroes Park, it was a sea of faces. Placards everywhere. "Apology won't feed our kids. Traore defends us." At the University of the West Indies, forums packed with professors and students debating, diplomatic bold move or genius truth. The students shouted, "Genius!" In the Portland parishes, fishermen brought their boats close to shore with banners, "Traore right, fix our ports." Civil society groups like Jamaicans for Justice held press meetings. "We fought alone for years, now the world hears us." Petitions for an anti-corruption law gathered 50,000 signatures in one day. The media frenzy was everywhere. CNN called it Africa-Caribbean clash of the century. BBC said Traore's truth bombshell shakes Jamaica. Al Jazeera reported people power versus elite control. On Twitter, Traore's no apology trended with 2 million posts. In Africa, it was celebration time. In Ouagadougou, 20,000 filled the stadium chanting my name. In Dakar, youth painted murals, Traore solid with Jamaica. South Africa shared quotes in schools. Caribbean brothers joined in. Trinidad made a calypso song called 48 Hours Blues. St. Lucia Radio debated, wholeness versus truth, who wins? Cracks showed in your government. Leaked audio from a meeting captured the chaos. One minister shouted, protests everywhere, youth going wild. An ally said, call it a riot. But the chief advisor replied, no, they are peaceful. If we attack, we lose everything. Panic spread, Traore is now a hero to them. By hour 47, your streets were electric. Rain started falling, but people danced in it. An elderly uncle told a reporter, I marched in the 1970s, this is bigger. A nurse said, no gloves in our hospital. Traore spoke truth. A teacher added, 50 kids in my class, no chairs, yes to him. A farmer nodded. Seed money promised, vanished, we demand it back now. I was back in Burkina Faso by then. My team asked, what will you say? I replied, just watch. The world held its breath. Midnight struck. In Holness's office, clocks ticked loudly. No call came from me. Fury filled the room. Then I stepped up live from Ouagadougou. A simple podium, the Burkina Faso flag behind me. I wore my uniform, no drama, just a microphone. The whole world stopped to listen. People of Jamaica, brothers and sisters, I began softly. This is Ibrahim Traore, your Prime Minister gave me 48 hours. I give you truth forever. I came to Jamaica as a friend. I saw your struggle. Corruption steals your future. I said it loud. Did I insult you? No. I insulted the thieves. Hospitals empty? Thieves did it. Schools broken? Thieves. Youth hopeless? Thieves. Truth does not bow to deadlines. I spoke for you, your right to clean leaders, jobs, health, hope. If speaking truth is a crime, I am guilty. But I will not apologize. I stand with the Jamaican people. Africa loves you. The Caribbean is united. Rise up, demand, build. One struggle. No sorry. Yes, justice. Jamaica is strong. I love you. I dropped the mic. The stream hit 10 million views instantly. Jamaica erupted in cheers. Cars honked through the streets. Unofficial fireworks lit the sky. Your protest jumped to 50,000 people chanting my name. The ultimatum was dead, buried under your voices. The day after, your government tried to spin it. Headlines screamed, Traore defies Jamaica, measures coming. TV said, sovereignty first. But you laughed it off. Why? Because the movement exploded bigger than ever. Marches spread nationwide, 100,000 people in total, all peaceful, singing redemption song. New signs read, we are Jamaica, not foreigners, and wholeness, fix it or step aside. Youth organized fast, apps to coordinate protests, hashtag Jamaica Awake with 5 million posts. Women led huge groups, mothers united with 20,000 marching, our kids deserve better. Workers' unions called mild strikes, audit the budgets now. Then the leaks hit like bombs. Anonymous sources dropped audio of Wholeness's allies fighting. One voice said, he is a hero now, we look like fools. Documents showed 2 billion Jamaican dollars in ghost contracts, names of top ministers linked. Emails revealed, bury these reports before Traore's speech. Independent media jumped on it. RJR News ran, corruption files reopened after Traore's spark. Nationwide radio said, investigations start today. The Observer asked, people versus power, who wins? Civil society roared louder than ever. Transparency groups held press conferences. We demanded this for 10 years, now act. Churches gave sermons, truth sets you free. Universities held daily forums, reforms after Traore. Artists painted murals of my face everywhere with truth, no apology. Reggae tracks dropped daily. 48 hours fire topped charts. Even economy talk grew. Youth demanded, jobs plan now. Farmers said subsidies back to us. Nurses shouted, pay raises and supplies. Wholeness held a rally with 5,000 supporters. Thundering, no lectures from outsiders. But outside, 10,000 protesters chanted, we hear you, Traore. He yelled back, not by opportunists. The crowd replied, lecture, this is truth. Global support poured in. The United Nations said, peaceful protests strengthen democracy. The African Union declared solidarity against corruption. CARICOM split. Some backed wholeness, but most said, listen to the people. USA and Britain stayed quiet watching. China offered support for Jamaica's stability. Africa had parades in my honor. Speeches were played in schools. Let me share your real voices from the streets. Tanya, a 35-year-old nurse, told a reporter, we have no bandages, Traore is right. The money is gone. Junior, a 20-year-old student, said, I am unemployed, but now I organize protest thanks to the captain. Mama Ruby, 70 years old, smiled. I have seen it all. This time we will win. Rasta Dread, a taxi driver, laughed. One love, one fight, eerie vibes. Farmer Joe added, seeds promised to us vanished. We demand it back now. By the end of the week, 200,000 people were mobilized. Petitions hit 500,000 signatures calling for a full anti-corruption commission. Jamaica, this is your victory. The ultimatum failed completely, but you won big. In Parliament, they called an emergency session. Members proposed a new anti-corruption bill, full audits of budgets, a youth jobs fund with real money. Holness said publicly, we hear the concerns of our people. Translation, he is scared. The ambassador was not recalled. Ties with Burkina Faso stayed strong. What I see now fills me with joy. Youth groups formed permanent committees, meeting weekly to plan. Media grew bolder, running investigations every day. Churches and unions built coalitions for change. Art festivals planned Truth Fest across the island. My message to your leaders is clear. Wholeness, listen well. The people are not your enemy. Serve them with clean hands, or step aside for those who will. To you, the people of Jamaica, here is my advice. Step by step, stay peaceful always. Your power is in calm, strong fire. Organize better, use apps, form groups in every community, prepare for the next election, demand specific things, $10 billion for hospitals, 100,000 new jobs, every school fixed with books and chairs, vote smart, check candidates, support only the clean ones, connect with Africa, let's trade, share skills, learn from each other. Burkina Faso will send experts in farming, solar power, anti-corruption training. Imagine your Jamaica tomorrow. Hospitals full of medicine, mothers safe giving birth, youth becoming CEOs, artists, farmers staying home proud, farmers selling at fair prices, markets full of local food, clean leaders who fear the people, not the other way around. Music filling the world with albums called Jamaica Rising, churches packed with hope, schools buzzing with learning, streets safe and smooth. My promise to you is forever. Burkina Faso stands with Jamaica. I will visit soon, bring teams to help build. We will train your youth, share our farms, fight corruption together. From Ouagadougou to Kingston, one love, one struggle. Brothers and sisters, this story is not over. I lit the match with my speech, but you are the fire burning bright. The 48-hour ultimatum is history, but your reckoning has just begun. Remember my words, no apology for truth. Yes to justice, truth endures forever. March peacefully, sing your reggae songs, demand what is yours, build the Jamaica you deserve. I, Ibrahim Traore, love Jamaica with all my heart. I stand with you always, shout it loud from every corner. No sorry, yes Jamaica, rise up my family. The world is watching, and you will win.
Once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Hilary Kagira on Covers, and well, I believe you've watched that video up to the end, and I'd really love to hear from you in the comment section, because this speech really brought about some issues, confusion, and it ended up with the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Dr. Andrew Holness, calling Ibrahim Traore a dictator. Now, this to me sounds really funny, coming from somebody who rules the government while his wife rules the parliament. Because recently, his wife really did cut off the mic of this member of parliament, Nikisha. Now, Nikisha was talking about what, or rather talking about in simple terms, just the rule of the prime minister. And she was stating that whatever the prime minister is feeding the crowd on air, these medias, it's not really what's on the ground. And that really didn't sit well with the wife, and the wife had to come out and do what she can in her power to defend the husband. Now, in this case, that action didn't sit well with a lot of Jamaicans, not just the Green and the Orange parties, but all Jamaicans. They came out and they were not in agreement with what the wife had done. They said that that was the disrespect of highest order. They said that the wife doesn't really like to be challenged, and whatever thing she was doing, cutting the mic was really not necessary, because whatever the MP was saying, was telling the people, it's what the people needed to hear, because somebody somewhere had to talk about this. Now, I really appreciate Jamaicans, because Jamaicans, being bold and brave as they are, they didn't just let this slide. They came out and called out this bad behavior from the Prime Minister's wife, who is Juliet Honest. Now, we all know a lot of people have been affected by the hurricane, and we've had some celebrities crash with, or rather clash with those in power. For instance, the case of Buju Banton and Daril Vaz. And I don't know what's with the government officials, because Daril Vaz came out and said that Buju Banton only said those words to cloud chase. I mean, I'd really love for this to make sense. I really need it to make sense to me, because you tell me Buju Banton, known by his favorite hits, but his favorite one that I love is Buried Alive. So you tell me, why would an artist, somebody who's loved by Jamaicans, not just Jamaicans, but a lot of people around the world, why would he come out and clout chase when people are really suffering? And not just people, but Jamaicans, when Jamaicans are completely suffering. So that speech from the real verse, saying that Buju Banton was giving out he was just doing those words to cloud chase, didn't sit well with me. Now back to our video. We've seen, or rather we all know, what Captain Ibrahim Traore has done to his country. Now, if you compare what Captain Ibrahim Traore has done with his time in power and what the Jamaican PM has done with his time in power, there is a big difference. One, of course, is being accused of being corrupt, being a sellout, being, like, you name it, all of those bad stuffs. And the other one is being praised, not just by his people in Burkina Faso, but by everybody around the world, even the Jamaicans. The Jamaicans have praised him for his bravery, for his speech that is like a wake-up call to all the nations, not just Jamaica, but all the nations. Captain Ibrahim Traore has come out and called all the Caribbean countries to unite. He has said that all the black nations need to unite to combat what we are experiencing that's happening in the diaspora. We've seen how our fellow black people are being dragged out of their house, their workstations by these ICE agents. Mind you, these people are not criminals. So what simply Captain Ibrahim Traore has been advocating is that we as black people, we should unite. Our leaders, those people we put in power, they should be able to protect and serve us. But the leaders we are having, they're greedy and selfish. They only care about their pockets and their position in power. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, I've been your host, Hilary Kagira Uncovers. Remember, if you're coming across my videos for the first time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment. To my returning subscribers, my returning viewers, I have to say thank you so much for the love and support. So guys, until we meet again in my next video, peace out and one love.